Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another videos, another paid request, this time for JCVD fan for life, who wanted me to talk about the film Sleepless from 2017. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos or topics, tier lists, reactions, reviews, re-reviews, commentaries, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box under pretty much any of these videos. Now, Sleepless is a film I had heard of. I had seen the advertisement back in the day in 2017. Just never got around to watching it. It stars Jamie Foxx, who I do like. Really enjoyed him in Day Shift, among other movies. And he's a cop. Takes place in Las Vegas. I guess this is a remake of a film, but I never saw the original. Him and his partner, they rob these drug dealers of cocaine. So you get the idea that they're dirty cops, but there's other stuff going on. Jamie Foxx has a son that they don't have a great connection together with. He's estranged from his wife, played by Gabrielle Union. Well, she's not in the film a whole lot. She's in a bit at the beginning, and then a little bit at the end of the film. Meanwhile, Michelle Monaghan, who I enjoyed a lot in Eagle Eye with Shia LaBeouf, she's in this with Internal Affairs. And you get a little bit that she was on a case and she got hurt, and people question her, can she be able to handle the job anymore, and she gets frustrated with that. So, some people may say she comes off as bitchy, but I understood her point of view, and I thought Michelle Monaghan played it fairly well based on the material she had. Her partner is David Harbour from Stranger Things. He was also in Violent Night. He was the new Hellboy in that shitty Hellboy movie. So they're looking into who stole these drugs and what's going on. And knowing vaguely about this film and not the details, I didn't know that a good chunk of this took place in one location, which was actually kind of interesting. It took place in this casino. And once again, they pretty much don't leave the inner workings casino until near the end of the movie. Dermot Mulroney, he's one of the higher up bad guys that runs the casino. You also have this other bad guy who's the son of a higher up who wants his drugs, and him and Dermot Mulroney have a deal. Dermot Mulroney's trying to get the drugs back from Jamie Foxx. In order to do that, like 15 minutes into the movie, Jamie Foxx's son gets kidnapped. He gets stabbed and wounded. Which I thought was really stupid, because if you stab and wound him that badly, what if he died from blood loss before he gave you back the drugs? It's one thing like if you stabbed his hand, but you stabbed him like right in the near the gut. I mean, again, I'm sitting there going, don't you want this guy to find you your drugs? What if he bleeds to death before he's able to do it? So I thought that was really fucking stupid of them to do. That's just me, but what do I know? So Jamie Foxx talks to his partner, who I think is the rapper T.I. I believe that's his name. And I need to get these drugs, and I need to go save my son. Goes to the casino. And it's pretty much, like I said, throughout most of the film, try to figure out how to get his son back while within this casino business. Either he hides the drugs and Michelle Monaghan's there following him, and she goes in and finds the drugs, and she hides him somewhere to see what the hell Jamie Foxx is going to do. Jamie Foxx realizes the drugs are gone, so he's escaping and trying to get to the kitchen to try to get some sugar, to try to fake it. At one point, he's able to do the switch and get the kid, but then he's chased, and ultimately the kid gets taken back, and Jamie Foxx has to figure out what to do next. So it's within the realm of this one casino, hotel type of thing. And I thought for the most part the acting was fine. Jamie Foxx, like I said, I do like. I think he can work well in action roles. He was wonderful in Collateral with Tom Cruise. He was great in Day Shift. I wish they got a Blu-ray release, but Netflix doesn't do that shit. I guess I'll have to find someone who can do it. But yeah, it's one of those things where he worked well in the role. So did Michelle Monaghan. David Harbour was fine. I will say though, at times it did feel really generic. I gotta say that. It's not wall to wall action. If you're expecting a ton of action, it doesn't have that. There's a decent fight in a kitchen where it seems as if they're trying to do a little bit of John Wick, just not nearly as good as the first three John Wick films. But it's a decent kitchen fight where him and this guy going back and forth, and there's a point where the bad guy is driving Jamie Foxx around, and Jamie's getting thrown around but trying to fight back. And even his kid is trying to help him, and the kid gets thrown around. And I mean, that's really, I guess, other than the first bit where Jamie Foxx is the part to rob these dealers, that's really, other than that, that's the first bit of the action in this film. It's like halfway through the movie. So I think if you expect a lot more high octane action, you're not going to get that. And I'd say the rest of the film it does have a generic feel to it, where it's almost like a been there, done that quality. There's another little fist fight that Jamie and Michelle Monaghan have, where, spoiler alert, Jamie admits that, although you can kind of figure this out earlier by certain things, but he says that he's undercover, he's with internal affairs. The reason I say that is that very early on, after the drug deal theft, he's sitting alone in his home, and he's looking at a wall with pictures, including his partner. And it's like, oh, okay, well, he's undercover. Because why else would he have all these pictures of these criminals, including his own partner, on there? So they kind of gave it away early on. I don't know why. But like I said, I mean, maybe they felt, well, no one's going to understand this. This is nothing. I mean, no, there's a reason why he's got all these pictures and look like fucking markings or string or whatever to link them all together. I mean, this is what would happen if you're undercover. As long as no one enters your fucking home, I guess. Because if someone enters your home, go, what's that on the wall? How come you got all these pictures? So, does that mean his partner doesn't enter his home? Or if he does Jamie just cover all that shit up with a curtain? That's kind of funny. You think him and his partner, would ever at least one time come over to Jamie Foxx's apartment. And again, if he did, would Jamie Foxx like, oh shit, I'm covering all this shit up? I don't know. You ask me. And you know, the fight scenes, it's not a ton of shaky cam. It's edited fine enough that I understand what's going on. And Jamie's showing some decent moves. Like I said, he's trying to be a bit like John Wick in terms of the fight scenes. Which I'm fine. More than less Bourne identity. But like I said, it's a couple little fights, him in the kitchen. There's the one with him, Michelle Monaghan. There's a bit between him and David Harbour in the spa. But then he gets David Harbour out of the spa so he doesn't drown. But then gives him a good kicking or two for good measure. But I don't know how to explain it. There's just a certain sense of... I keep using the word generic because I don't know what other better word to use. It's nothing that unique or stuff to really stand out from the pack. It wasn't awful, it wasn't terrible. It just kind of, kind of that time waster quality of a movie. Okay, it's easy to watch. Okay. Other than some of the questions I've had. And lo and behold, spoiler, you find out that David Harbour is the mole. And that's one of the reasons why Jamie Foxx went undercover for so many years. One thing that confused me was that when they get the kid again, they take him again, and they put him what almost looks like a freezer or something, I forget where. And Dermot Mulroney is saying stuff to him, and this other henchman. They leave. Did they just forget to close the fucking door? Because I'm sitting there going, okay, is this part of Dermot Mulroney's plan? That to make the kid believe he escaped? So maybe the kid could find his dad, and then they follow the kid, and then, oh, that's where his dad's at. But that doesn't really seem the case. Or if it was, it didn't matter, because by the time the kid finds the dad, it's in the middle of the big public crowd of the club, and Jamie Foxx is in a uniform, and really anybody could see them. So, like I said, I don't know if that was done on purpose or just the bad guys being completely fucking stupid. But again, if it was the bad guys just being completely fucking stupid, it's like, come on now. They don't know how to close a fucking door and make sure it's locked. And if it was, we don't leave it open on purpose, it'd be one thing if it was like an isolated area and the kid finds them. Oh, they followed you. Or, oh, I'm sorry, Dad. I led him to you. I thought, it's okay, son. Or anything like that to give any notion, or at least more of a noticeable notion to the viewer. It still makes it seem as if they were just too stupid enough to close the fucking door and make sure it's locked. Even if that's not the case, that's what it makes it seem like. I say you get a bit more action. Jamie breaks a bottle, and it's like a bottle with like a sparkler on the front. There's a celebration going on. So it was a fun visual. Like he stabs the guy, and the guy's got the bottle as that, but the sparks are still coming out because of the damn thing on the end of the bottle. They get to a parking garage, which Gabrielle Union just happens to be there because she's calling. She can't get an answer. She finally goes there herself. And Gabrielle Union's feels like she's just kind of thrown in there. I mean, you didn't really need her in the movie, and you didn't need her character there just because. So this parking garage standoff where there's a bit of shooting, bit in cab mouse. There's a bit where Jamie Foxx grabs into her vehicle, fucks up some people, and jumps off. Nothing fantastic, nothing mind-blowing, nothing memorable, but it's serviceable. If that makes sense, it's serviceable. And I don't spoil the rest of the film, but that's what I do. The not Dermot Mulroney, but the son of the upper bad guy wants the drugs back. Him and Jamie Foxx have a standoff. They both shoot. Jamie gets hit. The bad guy gets killed. Jamie goes to the hospital with his family. And then it's like, well, oh, by the way, we gotta end the whole Michelle Monaghan David Harbour bit. So now Michelle Monaghan gets a phone call with a message that David Harbour, evidence that David Harbour's the mole. David Harbour shoots Michelle Monaghan. He shoots the cop. He shoots Dermot Mulroney. He shoots the cop up front, crashes, comes out. But then Michelle Monaghan's alive, and it's him, arrest him. So apparently Michelle Monaghan and Jamie Foxx survived more shots than 50 Cent. They both can survive gunshots, just like 50 Cent can. And they both go to the hospital. And then it tries to do a sequel bait ending, which I'm like, come on, man. Where the the guy who was killed in the parking garage, his father called, and the person that picked it up was a DEA agent. And it's like, sir, your son's dead. We have a problem. And the elevator doors close, and I'm sitting there going, you think you don't get a fucking sequel out of this movie? Or a franchise? And this is the thing, I don't think it's an awful, terrible movie. It's a by the numbers generic movie that's helped by utilization of his location of the casino. I thought it was utilized fairly well because you have the spa part, the club party part, the motel rooms part, the parking garage parts. Granted, I thought it was done a bit better in Snake Eyes with Nicolas Cage. I'd probably put that above this. Jamie Foxx is capable as the lead. Michelle Monaghan and David Harbour, I thought they did fine. The movie wasn't too boring, even if there wasn't a ton of action. But at the same time, 15 minutes in, his son gets kidnapped. Then it's like, okay, it's not taking too long for it to get started and get going. But it's just it's a movie that a lot of people are not going to remember a month or two after watching it. There's just nothing in here that screams franchise material or screams must see. It just, hey, if you like Jamie Foxx and it's streaming, it's raining or storming, whatever, one night, sure, give it a watch. You have a alright time, but it's nothing special. It's nothing mind-blowing. It's nothing that's going to really... What's the phrase? It's not going to grind you gears. I don't think that awful of a movie. But it's nothing that's going to... Fuck the phrase. It's nothing that's going to get you excited that much. It's nothing's going to light your fire. There you go. I don't even know why the fuck it's called Sleepless. Why is it called Sleepless? Now that I think about it, why the fuck is this movie called Sleepless? I'm like, is this a prequel Sleepless in Seattle? No. It doesn't explain why it's called Sleepless. I mean, I thought, is it going to be something where the lead hasn't been sleeping a lot? And he's fighting his tired state because if he falls asleep, is it one of those things like he couldn't sleep? It's like, man, after tonight I'm going to go back. I'm just going to try to sleep and get knocked up. And then his son gets kidnapped. It's like, I can't sleep because of X, Y, and Z reasons. And maybe he's got to get adrenaline to keep awake. And no, just it's called Sleepless because I have no fucking clue. It's like, JCVD fan for life, yeah. Because I don't know if you want me to say your real name. Did I miss something? Why is it called Sleepless? But with that said, thanks for watching. Take care, and yeah, this movie, it was there. Didn't hate it. Like I said, when the fight scenes happened, they were fine. I think that, and the cast, and even the way it's directed, it wasn't too shabby, at least enough to make me that mad. Like I said, just certain things I'm like, eh. And also just nothing special or memorable. Kind of, for the most part, by the numbers. But on the flip side, better than a lot of those direct-to-video movies, like sadly, those Bruce Willis ones. Like the Detective Night one that I reviewed recently, Rogue. Is a lot better than that, because at least it's got a bit of a budget, they have a bit more of a big budget stylistic feel in terms of slick production. That actually does help a bit in movies like this. It does help to give that feeling of Vegas. Because if I want Jamie Foxx in a club, I'll just go watch Collateral and Tom Cruise fucking people up. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.